are called up for the army. You take 2 tests and you fail them. And then suddenly the matter goes to the Pentagon because you were then Cassius Clay, you were Muhammad Ali, but you were a famous figure, and suddenly you, the man who'd failed 2 tests, were passed A1. Is that true? Is that how it
Well,
happened?
yes, they said I was mentally deficient or something because I didn't pass my tests twice.
Yeah, tell me about those tests.
One
were they hard?
one test was in Miami. Old test like if you had 15 apples and you sold 2 1/4 of these apples and 3/3 of these apples was destroyed, how many you have left? I don't know the answer. I barely got through school. I'm not really a good reader nor a good speller. You have a time limit on all the tests. And most of them I just guessed because I was too embarrassed to say I couldn't read the test that quick.
Yes.
So they had psychiatrists, 2 psychiatrists came from Washington, D.C., took me to Kentucky, and they examined me to see if I was joking. And they found that the same test the last one corresponded with the first one. So then, this is still when I was Cassius Clay and a Christian. But after the Islamic, the Muslim faith was pronounced that I had joined, and the name Muhammad Ali, then all of a sudden I became wise. Then they lowered the standard that anybody who made at least 18 on their test, which was awful low, must go to the Army. Well, this got me, see.
Yeah. Now, did they do this because of you, do you think?
Well, I really don't know. It's hard to believe that such a powerful government and a country like America will change a whole system just to get one black man in service.
You'd only have to say one thing in this country, and you could be back in boxing tomorrow.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't think I'd have to say that. Many reasons could probably get me back. Number one, first, my case would have to be throughout, draft case. If they don't do that, I'll probably have to do 4 or 5 years in prison. And then if I come out then, if I'm in shape, then I can consider it. But as of now, money means nothing to me, nor boxing when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, if it means look for a job, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood with a yacht out here on that could be my yacht right there. Imagine it's valued at $200,000, but I wouldn't want that damn yacht if I couldn't go back over in the black neighborhood and protest a black woman being raped. The hell with the yacht, the hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this, you understand? The Muslims did not find me. Elijah Muhammad, God don't need me, I need him. I couldn't talk to you a few years ago when I was in England the first time on these subjects because I wasn't not a Muslim. I didn't have the wisdom that I have now. So if you noticed, when you talk to me, when they do interviews with me, they're not the interviews that you do with boxers. Boxers usually don't talk. And all they can tell you is he ran 5 miles yesterday, or got good left jab, I'm not that type Negro. Black man, you understand?
Yes.
See, the questions they asked me on interviews and in colleges is the same thing or more complicated than you would ask the Queen of England or President Nixon or some senator politician. So I would say that I'm awful happy because what I'm doing now I feel to be much greater than boxing. Well, naturally, I went to a Muslim meeting here in 1960. And I heard the truth. I heard the real truth that Christianity don't teach. I saw people not smoking, thousands of them. I saw them not drinking, not committing adultery, not fornicating, praying 5 times a day, bathing twice a day, in unity, putting up their own schools, their own factories, their own radio shows, their own newspapers. One man, Elijah Muhammad, runs his own nation here in America, converts black people, cleans up sissies, prostitutes, homosexuals, make men and women out of them. The right Christian scientists admitted, the prisons, the FBI. Muslims under the leadership of Elijah Muhammad are the most cleanest, the most unified, the most respected black people in America. And everything that black people are doing today, black and I'm proud, black culture, black history, black schools, all of this come from Elijah Muhammad. Malcolm X, Eldridge Cleaver, Huey Newton, Rap Brown, all the so-called militant heroes today used to be followers of his until they got violent and broke loose. But everything in America today of black, of progress, come from Elijah Muhammad. And when I heard it, I had to accept it because it was the truth.
I'm your blood and your flesh. White people are not your brother. They're not your blood and your flesh.
Whatever Clay says, it's never been quite established how he did become mixed up with the black Muslims. His claim to have taken the initiative and joined them is certainly disputed. But whatever the route, he has a convert's fanaticism. Though he's under a cloud with their leader, Elijah Muhammad, his loyalty remains unswerving. He doesn't even question the inconsistency that the black Muslims, who claim to be anti-boxing, gave Clay special dispensation when it became obvious that he was to become their most famous frontman. This frontman image is what now makes Clay public enemy #1 among white Americans, for they recognize his hypnotic powers among his people.
I'm mostly concentrate on my people, because after I'm finished with white America as far as sports and entertaining them, beating up a black brother of mine or something, I'll have to come back to the black ghetto. I'll have to come back to black people. All black people, I don't care how big they get, and all the entertainers in America, all the athletes, when they're down and no more wanted to entertain the power structure, the master, the millionaires, then they have to come back anyway with their own. So I'm mostly concerned with what my people think about me. See, the whites have never respected us. They've always mistreated us, assassinated us. They've always deprived us of freedom, justice, equality, lynched and burned us. So really, they can't hate me or dislike me no more. All I want is the following of my world, the black world, which numbers some 650 million. And this is what I have now. My stand for my religious belief, my stand for my people, speaking up for my people, all of them are with me. And that's all I want.
Can I come back to your association with the black Muslims? Have you paid them a lot of money?
Well, this is another propaganda thing. It's a good question that people here in America has tried to paint the image where I was being used by the Islamic religion just for prestige and for money. I'd like to say that after all of my fights, white America, as I said earlier, took 90% first, which left me 10%. I divorced my first wife. Cost me about $200,000 in alimony. The judge, he was against me too. I was married 11 months, no children, and I have to pay a woman $1,200 a month for 10 years. This is another thing directed just to me. The government fight has cost nearly some $200,000. All of this had to be done out of 10%. Plus my living expenses, my mother, my father, my brother, my wife, my children. Baby, I mean. So I would say I have not paid Elijah Muhammad or the Muslims nothing. I owe Elijah Muhammad $100,000. I owe him $100,000. So, no sir, Elijah Muhammad is running his own schools, his own universities. He's got some 900,000 followers that have to eat daily. I can't feed them. He's got 900,000 followers that drive nice cars. I can't buy them. He's got 900,000 followers that live in nice homes. I can't pay for them. You understand? So this is real silly to say that I take care of the Muslims like the press used to say. The Muslim broke me. No, it was the white government of America. They took 90% first and everything they could after that in some way or the other. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad haven't done nothing but helped me, and I cannot give him a quarter. I owe him everything, and the Muslim faith. They don't owe me a thing. I owe them.
It's been written here by a columnist, though. He actually used these words, that the black Muslims now are getting a lot of mileage out of you, but when that mileage is through, they'll drop you like a hot potato. Does that strike you as
What do they mean, getting a lot of mileage out of me? All of my mileage, I got all of my mileage out of them. The talk, the arrogance, I mean, the fearlessness, the stand that I've taken for my religion, the world respect I've got now that I'm a Muslim with the name Muhammad Ali. I'm now recognized all throughout the Islamic world. Money can't buy this brotherhood and world love. I have some 800,000 brothers in America who love me. They'll die for me and I'll die for them. So I don't know what they mean by I've gotten mileage out of this.
Muhammad Clay is certainly plastic explosive for unscrupulous hands. His naivety, combined with a congenital hatred of being out of the limelight for more than 5 seconds flat, has always been apparent. The point is he more serious now than in the old days? For as he looks back, he admits that he was kidding us all.
Well, this was only campaigning. Before the first listing fight, I wasn't a champion. And you had a lot of top contenders who were ranked over me at the time I fought listed. And so I found out that promoters like money. Promoters look for the best two people that's going to draw the crowd. I met a famous wrestler in America who's deceased now named Gorgeous George. And he was bragging about how pretty he was, how beautiful he was, how great he was. I'll annihilate the bomb, I'll kill him, I cannot be defeated. And he was bragging so until I had to go see him. And many thousands of people was there, mainly hoping he would be whooped, just to see if this man could really back up all this talk. So right away I start talking. I am the greatest. If he talks jive, he'll fall in fight. I'm the real king of the world. I'm too beautiful to be a fighter. This made many people angry because black people in America, as a rule, are humble. They don't talk like that. And I heard it ringside when I fought Sonny Liston. Knock that nigger out. That nigger needs a good whooping. He talks too damn much. Put your fist in his mouth. Well, I didn't care what he said because he paid $250 for the seat. And I went to the bank laughing, you understand?
What you're saying is the whole thing was a publicity gimmick.
Right. This was a gimmick. This was only to campaign like President Nixon. He went all over the country seeking to give you an autograph. He flew airplanes. He rode trains. He went out of his way to pick up little children. But after he got in office, things changed. Now you cannot see Nixon walking down the street. Now you need an appointment and a necktie to go talk to Nixon. I start saying Liston, but Nixon. So now that I'm in office, I would say, now that I'm an established champion, ranked as the fastest in all history, best by many, I would say that I have no need now to say I'm the greatest or I can whip him.